What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Belle Collective. This is season 3, episode 2, and the episode is titled Falling Off a Cliff. Y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, especially if you enjoyed this content. Baby, let's get right into it. We are picking up where we left off, when Cliff was outside acting a fool with Latrice. So now he's allowing her to actually film and go talk to her friend Amanda. But please know, he is very close in proximity. He did not leave the bar. He's just standing around just in case they start talking about him. So it is very clear that her friend is not here for Cliff because she feels like this man must have some type of tracking device on you, girl. And of course, Latrice, she feels extremely uncomfortable because she feels like a little girl who just got in trouble by her dad. And her dad is still standing around making sure that she's not doing anything that she's not supposed to be doing. It's definitely giving parent child vibe, even though they're supposed to be a married couple. Now, according to Latrice, she's just like her mom when it comes to her marriage. Marriage is everything to her. But y'all let me know in the comments, am I tripping? I thought Latrice's daddy wasn't around. Or did he die? I can't really recall. But nonetheless, I didn't realize that her mom was so gung-ho for marriage. And I'm just like, it's totally fine if you saw your mom have an amazing marriage. However, I think that you, Latrice, still need some independence about yourself. Like, you don't need Cliff to control your every move. Now, I don't know how your mom's husband was, but he may not have had the same energy and attitude as Cliff. So there's a difference as to why your mom may have been so into her marriage. Because if he was a very relaxed guy, unlike Cliff, then yeah, you may actually enjoy the marriage. But Cliff and his actions, no, that ain't where it's at, baby. So in walks Joshy, and he wants to know what's going on. He tries to talk to Cliff, and I'm like, it's crazy that you don't like this man. Why do you even want to look his way? Josh, don't get it started. And Cliff is like, you're not talking to me, you're just filming with Latrice. So he wants to be seen, not heard, and just be around just in case his name is mentioned. One thing that I have to point out real quick is I don't like the way Latrice plays both sides in her own marriage and her friendship with Josh. Why are you throwing it in Josh's face like, oh yeah, because my husband, he wants you out the house, blah, blah, blah. That's not funny because there's already tension between Josh and Cliff. Don't sit up here and play both sides because at the end of the day, you the one who's about to look like a fool because Josh could very well put all your business out in the streets. And I'm not saying on like a local level, I'm saying mention everything that's going on in your household on national TV. And then on top of that, you have Cliff acting a fool already. Season just started. So it's not looking too good if you're going to continue to um basically pit these two guys against each other and think that is funny. Like, if Josh is going to be your friend, he can be your friend in every aspect besides what's going on in your relationship, considering there's so much tension between Cliff and Josh. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing that I want to point out as well when it comes to Josh is that he talks about how Latrice is not the girl that he once knew. I don't know how long they have had a friendship, but it seems like he knew Latrice before she got with Cliff, and he feels like she has changed over the years because of who Cliff is. How Cliff loves to hover over her, and everywhere Latrice goes, he has to go as well. Now, I would be lying if I did not say that, I have a few friends, and they are definitely those type of people. If they are going somewhere, their partners are going. It just is what it is. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what that complex is that they have in their relationship, that they are a package deal at all times, but it's definitely a common thing amongst married couples. And I have to say that what's throwing me off about Josh's statement is that he's acting like Latrice just got with Cliff. And I think that is what's throwing me off. Because hasn't Latrice and Cliff been married for a few years now? Like, Josh is saying stuff as if they just got together. Like, she's changed, all this stuff. She's not the same person that I once knew. Well, yeah, she's been married for like 5 years now. She shouldn't still be that same girl that you once knew who was out partying and, doing whatever she wanted to do. There has to be some growth at some point in your life. So now we have Cliff. He has no longer just stood around. He has now moved to the booth that's next to them, trying to ear hustle and see what's going on. And it's quite interesting that now you have both of her friends talking about how Cliff is controlling and, he wants to keep her at a certain level. And next thing you know, these three decide that they're going to sneak away and try to get away from Cliff or whatever. And they walk out the door. Now, I can't lie. I think that that's a very bold move for your two friends to tell you that your husband is controlling while your husband is in the next booth over. So I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, it does make me wonder if the friction that is happening with Latrice and Cliff is real. And follow me here. I don't know how many friends will be bold enough to tell their homegirl that their man is controlling, doing all of this while he is like right next to them. Like, it's definitely to the point where he could probably hear them. Like, and considering how Cliff is, I'm not really sure that he would have just sat there and took it, and then like for them to like sneak away. He already yelled at this girl for showing up to this place. You don't think he would have followed them? I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of giving storyline, but we'll see where it goes. All right, let's slide on over to Gucci and JJ. Baby, I don't even be knowing what JJ is talking about half the time that he's on this screen. But like I said in my last review, y'all go ahead and take a shot every time this man says, "God darn it, everything is darn it this, darn it that." I'm like, what is going on here? So daddy's babies have shown up, y'all. And we see that it's not, two of just his kids. It's actually D and Star, which is one of each of their daughters. And I will say that it is good to see them getting along because we did see last season how there was clearly a divide because the two families didn't exactly blend too well. Here's the thing. JJ has an issue with his daughter because not only is she pregnant, but she also got married and he didn't know nothing about it. So he decides to pull Star to the side. But before we talk about this conversation, I have to mention one thing. Now, we all have watched Bring It. We are familiar with the dancing dolls, and we are familiar with the mothers of the dancing dolls. We've seen Selena. Selena is a beautiful woman. And this whole time, I thought that maybe back in the day, JJ looked a little different. Maybe JJ, he had a nice haircut. Baby, I was wrong. I was wrong, wrong, wrong. JJ done included this picture of when him and Selena got married. He has bedazzlement in the hair. He still got this one random ponytail, thin little braid at the back. What the hell do these women see in JJ? Like, I know he's very funny, but baby, when I tell you his personality is taking him far, I mean real far, because Gucci, or So Gucci, and Selena are both very beautiful women. But nonetheless, he goes on to tell us that he was married to Selena for 12 years and then they separated after about 5. Y'all, that sentence does not make sense to me. Maybe somebody else can explain it. If you have been married to somebody for 12 years, are you saying that it took 5 years for y'all to go through the full process of a divorce? Or are you saying that y'all dated for 12 years and then after 5 years of marriage, Then y'all called it quits. Or am I crazy here? Now, y'all, JJ is spilling all of the tea. Because according to him, Selena is jealous of Gucci, or so Gucci, and he feels like Selena was probably in on it as far as the daughter getting married. He also feels like Selena instigates a lot of stuff when it comes to the family drama. And baby, according to him, Selena will always be in love with him, not only because they have children together, but also because he was good to her. And she gonna remember the fact that he was always good to her. I said, oh, okay. So you're telling me that she can't move on? She can't have a new man in her life who treats her probably better than you? Okay, sir. So he goes on to let his daughter know how he feels when it comes to her getting married, him not being involved. And according to her, this was on her. She decided that she wanted to marry the man that she married, and she felt like it would be hard to tell her dad about it. My question is, how long have you been dating this man? And if you love him so much, why are you scared to tell your family how much you love him and that you want to be with him forever? Like, it really makes me wonder what else was going on for people to have possibly raised an eyebrow that you were scared to tell your dad. And the fact that your dad has said that, the only thing that he really cares about is the fact that he's going to get a grandson out of this is very telling. It does not seem like JJ likes the young man that you married. All right, y'all. So here's another part where I got confused, and maybe y'all can explain something to me. So we go over to D and So Gucci. And so Gucci is telling her, like, oh, her dad really didn't know much about her being pregnant, getting married, and all this stuff. And then D goes on to talk about how, you know, basically saying that JJ puts a lot of pressure on his daughters. And I don't think it's that he's putting pressure on his daughters. I think he has an expectation for his daughters. As in, I want you to go to school, get your education, live a little, and then start a family. I think that sometimes we as kids think that our parents are putting pressures on us, but really they just have a higher expectation of us. They want us to do better than what they did. And not saying that Star is not going to accomplish great things, but let's be honest and be for real that having a baby, I mean, she's pretty young. I'm not even done with college. Having a baby right now, that does set you back. It does set you back from graduating, on time sometimes. Sometimes people have to wait to go back to school. You know what I mean? So I do understand if JJ has an expectation for his children, as he should. Now, this is where D really got me confused because she threw God in here, and I'm like, where did God come into any of this? Because she says that God turned the tables, and now they can all look at each other as one because they're all similar. Ma'am, are you saying because y'all are young mothers, y'all the same? I'm super confused right now. I don't think God had anything to do with those tables. I really don't. I just think that she happened to get pregnant after you had a baby or after you got pregnant, and that's just how it went. So now that y'all are, mothers, y'all have a lot more in common and y'all can talk more because this is what's probably going to happen. Y'all two are going to get close while her sisters actually may separate just a little bit from her because they're living a different lifestyle than she is. She's doing the mother thing while they are doing the I'm still, out here in these streets, even if they're dating or doing whatever that they're doing, it's not the same as being a mama, okay? Point blank in the period. Now, baby, it is clearly some beef between So Gucci and Selena. Like, for real, for real. Because according to So Gucci, Selena has told the girls that So Gucci has been talking crap about her. And of course, with her telling her daughters this, allegedly, they're going to feel some type of way about her. And I'm just like, it's crazy that y'all are getting all of this started when this woman has been in these girls' lives for how many years now? But baby, I see what they are doing. Let's bring Selena onto the show. Let's really get some mess started. Hell, maybe we might get a spinoff. We don't know. But could y'all imagine if they were to bring Selena on the show as well? To be a cast member next season? That would be interesting. Y'all, we gonna see what goes down at that baby shower. But let's go ahead and move on. Alright, y'all, let's talk about Miss Tambra. Miss Tambra Shuri. So, she is actually hosting a tailgate for the Jackson State. I don't know if it was a homecoming or if it was just a regular game. Not really sure. Nonetheless, she's hosting a tailgate. And the only person who showed up is So Gucci. Oh, why is that? Because she ain't got no other friends. Ain't nobody messing with Tambra because at the end of the day, she was up there lying on stage. She was also lying on the show. So the girls are not feeling her. And honestly, if this was Tambra's last season, I would not even mind that because she doesn't bring anything to the show. But here we go with this plot twist in her storyline because we meet this guy named Quasi. He's supposed to be her manager, I think, at the station or whatever. And according to So Gucci, she's always seen this guy around but was never introduced to him. So this is her first time being introduced to him. And she's thinking that he may possibly be Tamra's side man because she don't ever see her with Damon. Y'all, we gotta move on. We gotta get to the subtitle session that we just had to suffer through. And that was Cliff and JJ talking. Baby, when I tell you thank God for subtitles, because you have Cliff rambling and talking under his breath. I don't know what the hell he be saying half the time. And then you have JJ, every other word is gosh darn it. I'm like, what am I watching? I swear, JJ said gosh darn it, I promise you, at least 5 times in less than 30 seconds. And I'm like, and what phrase, paragraph, statement costs for you to say that many times, sir? So they briefly talk about how Latrice basically went with another realtor on her property because So Gucci couldn't get the property, but the other realtor could. So according to JJ in his confessional, he says that Latrice is the common denominator amongst most problems because at the end of the day, she done got into it with so many people, and gosh darn it, she's the problem. So next thing y'all know, here come young Dro, aka Glendale, aka Letitia husband, y'all. Y'all, this Negro has added so much ice, so much jewelry. He had on one chain the last time we saw this man. He done added on a solid 2. He got on an icy bracelet, an icy watch. Sir, are you spending the same amount of money on Joshua as you are on your jewelry? I'm just a little concerned because, baby, who is this new Glendale? Who is he? Like, did you become Gucci Man overnight? What is going on right now? Nonetheless, we did have a producer ask Cliff why he didn't talk about what went down at the end bar, but according to him, that was a private matter. Yeah, you don't want to talk about that because the guys are probably going to call you out and be like, sir, you was doing a lot. But then again, they probably wouldn't call you out because they probably do pop ups on their wife as well. But Cliff is really standing on the fact that this was just business. And basically, he feels like So Gucci needs to get over it. Now we gotta talk to Glendale about what's going on in his life. Now, he has gotten wind that Letitia is looking for another place to live. And according to Cliff, that's a bad sign. And basically, he needs to prepare himself because this relationship may be over between him and Letitia. And I'm just like, yes. Letitia, move on from young Dro. You can do better. Now, y'all, this right here is so messy. JJ says, oh, are you and Latrice going to come to my daughter's baby shower? My ex is the one who's throwing it. Keep in mind, he's talking about Selena. And you already know that there was the conversation that we heard last year, on the last season, about how his ex had dated Cliff, right? Y'all, They this right here is some men being messy. They talk about how Selena basically started messing around with Cliff, or at least she met Cliff 2 weeks after she married JJ. Now, according to the story, she basically married him because she had a baby by him, and clearly she was not really into JJ, but she must have been into Cliff because their little rendezvous, it must have lasted some time, because once he found out that, she was a married woman, that did not stop him. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. This is messy. Selena, you need to go ahead and defend yourself, baby girl. They need to let you come on this show right now and defend yourself. But let's go ahead and move on, because now we have Latrice going to go see Josh, and they have this conversation. Y'all, I was so confused by this. She goes on to let us know that she told Joshua everything that her husband told her, and how he felt about Joshua. And I'm like, wait a second. You're messy, Latrice. Whatever that private conversation was and how your husband felt about Josh, you did not have to go and tell him every detail. At the end of the day, you're married to your husband. You're not married to Josh. Your job is actually to protect your husband and say, listen, Josh, I don't think that you and my husband are meshing well at this point, and I think that it's time for you to go ahead and move out, so that way, number one, I can get my marriage back on track, but just between the two of us. And also, I just think that there needs to be some space between you and Cliff. That's all you had to say. Then, what got me is that, according to Latrice, Josh did not hear any of the conversation that was said at the end bar between her and Cliff. Why is it that you have Josh now saying, because Cliff was pointing and he was saying all these things about me, as if he was there, he heard it, and he saw Cliff do all these things? Now, according to Josh, he doesn't know where he really fits in when it comes to Latrice and her business. And I'm just like, you fit in as an employee. What are you talking about? And according to him, he doesn't know if he could possibly get let go because Cliff doesn't like him, and whatever Cliff says goes. Now, I can't lie. That is a very uncomfortable feeling, just because there is a chance that, hey, I'm working for Latrice, but her husband can come in here and say, I need to be let go, and she lets me go. That's messed up. And I'm like, yeah, can't you file some type of suit against somebody if that happens? I feel like there's some type of clause in employment that say you can't do that. Nonetheless, what got me here is the fact that Josh feels like he's irreplaceable. And I'm like, baby, please know that you're just a worker there. You are absolutely replaceable. Because Joshy did state that, losing him would be hard for her to replace. But I'm just like, last time I checked, you were what? A makeup artist. You can find another makeup artist. You were a store manager. You can find another store manager. I think the difference here is that you and her have become really close friends. And yes, that may be hard to replace as far as if y'all friendship break up, but employment, no sir. She'll be fine if she has to replace you. Nonetheless, they have this conversation that leads to both of them in tears, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell we got here. Because she talks about how, she makes her own decisions, but she doesn't want Josh to feel any type of way because of the things that her husband says. And then he goes on to start crying because, according to Josh, Cliff really made him feel some type of way with the things that he said. And in that moment, he felt this and that. And I'm like, in what moment? You walked in after all the things happened outside. She had already gotten back in there talking to this girl, Amanda. You were not there for any of this. What do you mean you felt some type of way? Last time that I checked, when I watched, you said something to Cliff while, he was just sitting there by himself. He had to tell you No, you're filming with Latrice. Don't even say nothing to me because basically I'm not supposed to be in the scene. What the hell are we talking about here? Now I'm starting to think that all of this is a scheme that they set up to come to us with the bull. So y'all, Josh finally says something that I agree on, and he lets Latrice know that he no longer wants to be involved in the shenanigans that go on in her marriage. And I'm like, thank God. I think that you should have, taken yourself out of the equation to begin with. And like Latrice said, I wasn't crying out for help. That was just me venting to you because you're my friend. But here's the thing, Latrice. You can't just go ahead and vent to your friend because your friend is going to have judgments on your husband. You need to go seek some therapy. That's what you need to go do. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on because we have So Gucci again. I'm like, damn, where's Aikisha? Where's Letitia? Where's a few of the other cast members? We get a lot of So Gucci, y'all. I guess she has the craziest storyline, her and Latrice. Nonetheless, she's having a little boot camp or whatever. Of course, she invited some of the girls, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that I feel like her daughter D is getting all into the mess because she's the first one who commented about how Tambra's manager may possibly be her man. And I'm like, ooh, little girl. Tambra gonna be trying to come for you at the reunion. You might want to watch yourself. Hopefully you got some comebacks ready. But we shall see when that happens. But it is kind of interesting that D is the one who's being vocal about this may possibly be Tambra's secret man. So the boot camp has started or whatever. And Latrice is late. According to her, she feels like So Gucci should basically be happy that she even showed up. And you already know that So Gucci is still feeling some type of way because Latrice went with the other realtor. And I'm just so ready for them to have a conversation because I feel like I've heard So Gucci run and tell everybody except for Latrice that she has an issue. So, like I said, they start this workout or whatever. I did laugh at the fact that Letitia wasn't ready and she thought that they was about to be doing some yoga. But baby girl, this is boot camp. It's a whole lot harder than doing some yoga. Marie, she finally showed up and it was almost over. Like the boot camp had maybe about 5 more minutes before it was over. So they wrap up the boot camp. And of course, we already know that the ladies are going to talk to each other because what? It's the end of that scene. And we have to have conversations with the ladies. So what got me was the fact that So Gucci didn't want to address Latrice at her event. Girl, you got a solid 4 or 5 people out here working out. They're about to pack up, get into their cars, and it's only going to be the cast here. Why are you not going to address Latrice when you done told everybody about this whole situation? Like, can we please be for real right now? Because you're not making any sense, So Gucci. Nonetheless, we then see Tambra. She want to talk about how, oh my gosh, nobody came to my event. I invited everybody. So, like, she literally goes and asks Marie, like, why didn't you come to my tailgate? Or whatever. And I'm just like, Tambra, why can't you read the room? These girls don't like you. They have been off you since the reunion. So I'm going to need for you to not come in here acting as if you're so supportive to everybody and, because that's my thing is women's empowerment and all of this. Girl, why are you trying to resell yourself to these people? No, thank you. So next thing you know, Latrice walks up, right? And next thing you know, Marie wants to walk away because she ain't messing with Latrice. According to her, Latrice is a snake, okay? So now we have Tambra talking to Latrice, and Latrice is like, well, I didn't get invited to your thing or whatever. And here's my issue. Tambra, how is it that we come back with a whole new season and you still out here getting caught up in your lies? But this time it was by production. But girl, you're still lying. So you just gonna continue with this. Girl, by the time we get to the end of this season, I don't think you're gonna be able to come back. I don't think you're gonna be able to come back for another season because you keep lying about little things as well as big things. Y'all, why did she sit up here and say, "Oh yeah, because I told So Gucci about my event and she was supposed to pass the information along." Girl, you also made a personal phone call to Marie. You didn't make no personal phone call to none of the other ladies. And then on top of that, Tambra, you never told So Gucci to invite any of the other ladies. You said, "Oh my gosh, you should totally come to the tailgate. You know, because it's going to be so much fun. And I already invited all the other ladies." So she had already assumed that you talked to them. Don't try to put this off on So Gucci. Like, I can already tell I am not about to be feeling Tambra this season at all. Especially really like when she started to resell herself. Like, because my platform is all about women supporting women. Girl, what they got to do with this? And you and your lies? Goodbye. So let's go ahead and move on, y'all. Let's get to Star's baby shower. Here's the thing. Selena, as we all know from Dancing Dolls, Bring It, she's hosting her daughter's baby shower. Of course she is, because who else would be hosting it, right? Here's the crazy part, y'all. How is it that Selena know everybody in the cast? Because I felt like, how is it that Latrice is here? Come to find out, her and Latrice are really good friends. But I'm just like, wait, so you and Latrice are friends even though you used to smash Cliff back in the day? What? Okay, if that's what this is. Nonetheless, what bothered me was the fact that they came in empty-handed. No, ma'am. Cliff and Latrice, y'all definitely make enough money that y'all could have brought that girl a gift. And then, next thing I see, Tambra shows up because she knows Selena as well. Y'all, she ain't got no gift in her hand either. And I'm just like, I understand y'all here to film a scene, but like, be for real right now. It did not take much for y'all to go to Target and go pick this girl up some little baby outfits, a box of Pampers. Get that girl something. Come on now. This is a baby shower. So, nonetheless, you have So Gucci there, and she got a real issue with Selena. I mean, you could clearly see by the way she's like, "Oh, I need some water. Oh, this is all you guys have, lemonade." Like, trying to make it an issue. She talks about how things weren't put together. And honestly, I was giving her a side eye because if we want to be for real, it looked like Selena was throwing that baby shower and she was doing most of it on her own. It doesn't look like she hired people to come do a lot of like the setup and all of this. It looked like maybe her and a couple of her friends got together or family members got together and put this baby shower together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's totally fine. Like, yeah, she may not have hired professionals to put the baby shower together, but that's okay if that's what she wanted to do for her daughter at the end of the day. You're over here judging her, comparing y'all baby showers because you threw your daughter a baby shower and you had them sitting in certain types of chairs versus how Star's sitting over there. Like, girl, don't do that. Because at the end of the day, you bringing that up is trying to start messing with these girls. Because at one point, remember, these kids didn't like each other. So let's not do this. Please, let's not do this. You are too grown to be doing this. Because here's the thing, I need for adults to sometimes realize that even though you're aiming at another adult, you have other people who are getting hurt during your foolishness. Because how do you think the girls are going to feel that you keep on complaining about Selena? Like, at this point, I don't even see why there's even a conversation that has to be had. Y'all can say y'all hellos to each other, but like, all the girls is grown. So it's not like y'all have kids in between this family and y'all trying to blend them up. No. Like, there's nothing to blend anymore. I'm not understanding how we even got to you and Selena having an issue. But according to So Gucci, though, she swears that Selena's the problem. I need for Selena to have a confessional, y'all. Hopefully, we are bringing Selena onto the show. Nonetheless, moving on, we have So Gucci and Latrice. You can already tell that there's tension between them. So Gucci didn't even know that Latrice would be there. But Latrice is like, let's go ahead and go have a conversation outside. So they go talk outside, but that is where the episode ends. So when we come back, they're finally going to have that conversation about this whole Latrice went with another realtor, and so Gucci's mad about it. That was the episode. I must say I did enjoy this episode. There was a lot going on. But I really want to see more of Marie Monroe and the methadone clinics. I feel like we're not getting enough of that. And again, where is Akeisha? Okay? But y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.